Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Dre P. Lotus Harris, and this is week 4 of Brandonville Institute. Today, we're going to talk about business structure and legal foundation. Business structure and legal foundation. So, this is important, okay? Because you got to make sure that you operate legally now, all right? So, we established who you are and what your identity is. We made sure that you had a valid business idea, and we created the offer, all right? So, now it's time to make sure that your actual business structure is right for you to be protected, like legally, even just to get started. So these are the basics just for you to get started legally. And part of this is you doing your own research too, because I need you to do your own research to truly get a full grasp of what we're talking about. But I'm basically providing for you the things that you need to research, okay? So starting off, what you want to think about is LLC versus sole pro. Okay, so when you're operating a business, when you're first starting, if it's just you and you're not starting off with like a team or employees, and I honestly suggest that everyone start off solo. I suggest everyone start off solo, just you. And if you're gonna partner with someone who already has their own LLC, and you guys do business together as two LLCs, okay? So you want to look at LLC versus sole proprietor. Now, LLC, I suggest that you start off as a single member LLC because that gives you basically consideration of a sole proprietor, but the protection of a corporation. And so that's why you want the LLC aspect, is to have that protection of a corporation, but it's limited protection until you actually fully incorporate. But you can always incorporate into like an S corp or a C corp after you've established yourself as a LLC or sole proprietor. So you're basically just establishing yourself as an LLC or sole proprietor just to register with the state and be able to legally do business. But ultimately, I do want you to do more research on S corp and C corp, because those are definitely in your future. Those should be in every entrepreneur's future. But as far as to get started, you want to choose between LLC or sole proprietor. But honestly, I would just go with LLC because that gives you more protection than just a sole proprietor. Because a sole proprietor, you're basically an individual that has a business or like a side hustle or a side business or something like that. But with the LLC, it's really considered a separate entity, even though you file taxes on your personal income statement with the LLC, and you pay income tax on the LLC, but still it gives you more protection than just sole proprietorship. So look into those two and figure out how to register in your state as one of those. And if you have questions about your particular state or how to get the paperwork, stuff like that, we definitely here for you, because that's important to get that established right. That's why this week is kind of light, because I really want y'all to take time to make sure your business is structured correctly, because this plays a big part in how you are going to get funding, loans, sponsors, and just how you're going to be taken serious as a business. Another thing I want to add in here is EIN number. We're going to talk about this, but after you've established your LLC or sole proprietorship, you want to register for your EIN number, and you do that through the IRS, because you're going to need an EIN number before you set up a business bank account. All right, so first you structure your business, how it's going to be, register with the state as an LLC, a single member LLC. Then we're going to get you registered for an EIN number with the IRS. And once you have your paperwork from the state, you have an EIN number, then we can set up your business bank account. And then I also want you to have a business address. I gotta put this in there too, because this is important. You wanna have a business address that is not necessarily your home. There's a lot of different services you can use, but research that, try to find an address is an official business address. not even necessarily a P.O. box because that doesn't work for everything. So try to find alternatives to your home address for your business. Try to find possibly a commercial address to use for your business. Just something to think about. It's not something you have to do. You can use your home address for your business. It just makes you look more professional and more established when your business address is separate from your home. And protecting your assets. We have to talk about this. There's levels to protecting assets, but I just want you to get in the mind state of understanding that everything you have of value is an asset. Your business is an asset. Everything that you buy, every investment you make, it should be an asset, or it could be an expense if you're not, or a liability. But the things you have that are an asset, the things you have that continue to give you value, the things that continue to raise in value, you gotta protect those things. And the LLC is what protects your assets. The LLC, it protects you from being attached to anything that happens in your business, and then it also protects your business from being affected by anything that happens to you. So you're protecting your business from you, and you're protecting you from your business by establishing yourself right. Because things can happen, and when you're not set up right, or even like if your money is not in the right account, or you're not filing things right, either tax papers or even business address filings and things like that, you gotta stay on top of all that. So if you're not staying on top of everything, then you're not doing a very good job of protecting your assets. So that's what you wanna do. Recognize the things you have that are assets and make sure you got a plan on how you're gonna protect those things. And that's what business structure and the legal foundation is all about. Making sure that you got everything together. And other thing I wanna put on here, it's always good to try to get, if you can, get a free consultation with an attorney and a CPA. Okay, CPA, that's a certified public accountant. I'm not an attorney or a CPA, so I can't be considered an expert on this stuff. I'm just someone who has been through the process, and I have sat down with attorneys and CPAs and talked about this kind of stuff. So I suggest you do the same thing. And if you have any questions about how to get all this stuff set up, just let me know. And make sure you come to the live stream, because we're gonna be tying all this in a knot and making sure it's all good to go. But that was week 4 about the business structure. This is a pretty light week because I really want y'all to do this homework and get this assignment done so we can talk about it in the live stream and make sure everybody's on board, and make sure you guys got everything lined up before week 5. If we can get it done before week 5, that'd be good, so we can just keep it rolling. So until next time, y'all be easy.